The president did that swearing in on Friday. As the second batch is currently meeting the Appointments Committee of Parliament. Vetting is underway. Let's cross over to find out what's happening there right now. Dr. Anthony Akutose is heading one of the new ministries that the president mentioned. That is the Ministry for Monitoring and Evaluation. And he is taking questions and answering them as well. Also, we know that he has mentioned issues of the fact that he, Dr. Anthony Akutose, believes or understands his role as that of policing his colleagues to ensure that they deliver value for money. Let's find out what's happening there, Evelyn Tingma. Well, I'm told that we are unable to cross over at the moment, but we'll give you snippets of what's happening there right now when we do get that feed, and it is correct. Let's move on to some other story now. What the president said a few minutes ago has to do with asset declaration, the need for doing that. Now, Dr. Jemimah Nunoo is the head of the Center for Management Development and a law ethics lecturer at the Gimpa Law School. We want to put a few questions to her regarding what the president has said. So, first of all, madam, good afternoon and thank you very much for joining us.
Good afternoon.
All right, to start with, we know that the laws of Ghana say that 6 months, but the president is saying that 2 weeks, and that is how much time he is giving to his appointees to declare their assets. Is there anything legally wrong with the time allotment the president has given?
There's nothing legally wrong. I mean, it's within 6 months. And the president, I think, in a push to maybe show more more transparency, wants to shorten that length of time and give his appointees 2 weeks. So I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with that.
Okay, but if he is asking for 2 weeks, do you see, are you able to tell why he's looking at they doing it in that short time as against the 6 month period?
If you look at the way in which, or the manner in which our officials have to declare their assets, it doesn't really seem like a very demanding or really involved process. First and foremost, the asset declaration is only limited to them as an individual. It doesn't include spouses or any of their dependents. Also, it's not a public disclosure. It's a disclosure that will remain in the hands of the Attorney General. And if a member of the public, such as yourself or myself, wants to find out more, we would probably need a court order to do so. It requires filling out the appropriate form or forms and just stating basic things like property, farms, vehicles, etc., etc. So the provisions of the law are not that involved that should take such a huge amount of time.
Okay, but
to prepare.
There are those who are also interested in this. They're saying that if the president really wants the nation to know about the assets that his appointees do have, then the asset declaration should be made public. So every Ghanaian would know that Minister A or Minister B has 3 houses, 5 cars, a wife or maybe 2 wives, 5 children, 10 acres of farm, so that everybody knows and is not waiting to have to go through legal processes to find out what appointees do have.
I agree, actually. I think this, in order to move this a step further to public accountability and further transparency, that the asset declaration should be, by necessity, it should be public. And in that, you know, I think it works both ways. It both covers the public official and also gives us more confidence in our system. So, for example, it could protect the public official from any kind of unlawful or illegal confiscation of properties which they have lawfully acquired.
Right.
And also as well, you know, elsewhere, let me give the example of Barack Obama. His assets, I think to the tune of, $7.7 million, excluding his home in Chicago, were declared before he took office. And I think that we need to move that step further. In other jurisdictions, you can, just by the simple touch of a button, go on a website. Even more than asset declarations, you can state even the incomes. You will know the incomes of all your public officials. It's all available for it's public
For the public to
knowledge,
see. So
available for
it,
public scrutiny, which unfortunately we don't have here.
yeah, would you then add your voice to those who are calling for a review of that particular part of the law about public asset declaration being made public?
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. I think if we're going to strengthen our democratic system and credentials, it's a must because a lot of the suspicion is because many things are shrouded in secrecy. I mean, if you look at the recent controversy, even concerning the alleged bribery of our MPs, from what I have gathered, our MPs were handed envelopes that initially they thought was a sitting allowance, and subsequently they were told it wasn't that. Anyway, my point on this is that if everything was transparent, if we knew exactly what MPs were entitled to when they're sitting, when they've got extra duties or whatever, if it was all out and it was all transparent, maybe these kind of scenarios or these kind of things wouldn't happen.
Right. Okay. We're grateful for your time. I would leave it here for now. Thank you for speaking with us. Dr.
Okay.
Dr. Jemimah Nunoo is the head of the Center for Management Development and a law ethics lecturer at Gimpa Law School. She was helping us understand the asset declaration part of what our constitution says. So we'll see how it unfolds in the coming days. This is still Midday Live on TV3.